Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. Today we're starting a new series. You know, over the years I've accumulated a lot of videos, and I go back and look at them and think, man, that was a good video. That was really useful and helpful to people. And so what we've decided to do is go back and find the 5 best vehicles in a category, and we have 15 categories we're going to do it in. So some of the categories will be cars, SUVs, Class Bs, vans, minivans, schoolies, shuttles. 15 categories. I thought, how did we come up with that many? But we've got them. And so it will be like our 5 best videos, and we're going to put it together like an open house. So you know how sometimes you like to peek in on people's houses and see what they really look like? Well, these are open houses, so no peeking. People have opened them up and said, hey, come and take a look. And so we'll have 5 different cars, and you can look at it and you think, well, that's a good idea. Oh, but that's even better. Or, wow, I never even thought of that before. And so if you're thinking about these vehicles, 15 categories, you can decide, you'll see into each of them so many and pretty quickly, and get more ideas. And maybe you can choose the vehicle, the category of vehicle. And then once you choose a category of vehicle, you think, that's what I'll do. I'll take that from there, and I'll take a little bit from there. Man, I'm going to have a great home. Okay, let's take a look at these 5 vehicles. It doesn't fly, but it does everything else, I think. It's the Tesla.
So there's where my head would be.
So you'd be up here.
Yeah.
And you haven't removed the seats. They're in there.
I've removed the lower part of the backseat bench.
You have.
So just so that when I fold the 60% of the back seat down, it lays a little bit flatter.
Oh, I see. And in the back, this is going to be hard for you folks to see because of the light. It's pretty standard to have a tray that covers it so you can't see it, and her feet go underneath the tray, or I don't know what to call it, but kind of a tray.
That's a great place for storage at night.
Yeah.
Grab my phone, put whatever else up there I need. Sleeping bag. So it becomes more like a quilt, and even has little pockets for your hand to go in there if it's real cold. My dog and I can keep the temperature of the car. You know, if it's 35 degrees, we can keep the car 8 to 10 degrees warmer than the outside. And so at that temperature, I probably am not even turning on the heat unless I'm trying not to fog up the windows.
With no motor to generate heat, just you're driving down the road, not even living in it, where does your heat come from?
So when you're driving, the heat comes from the batteries. When the batteries release energy, it generates a lot of heat.
Oh.
There's also really, really nice heated seats in the front, which I found is also like my heating pad. If my back is sore, I can just sit up there and get my back nice and heated. At night, it will still do heat, and it just does a little vibration of the battery that helps it generate heat. And then air conditioning is way more efficient in these cars because the whole system was set up to design to cool the batteries. So, you know, throwing a tiny bit of air conditioning on top of it is nothing. Probably like 2 or 3%, like almost nothing. I've seen people as tall as 6 feet say that they've slept in their Tesla.
And you have water. There's your water. And on the other side, a little more storage. I see some food.
That's basically my all my food. So that's only food. I don't do any refrigeration. And I have a little hanging thing there that for just a little bit of produce. And then the little thing in the front, that's my trash can. So excluding my food, this is my entire kitchen.
Oh my.
So this is the Hot Logic Mini. Mm-hmm. Kind of like cooking in a crock pot. It's similar to the Road Pro, except for it doesn't get as hot. So it just has like a hot plate in the bottom. This is my office. So this is everything that I need to do my job. I do bookkeeping and small business management, and have a number of clients across the country. And hotspot my phone. This is an erasable notebook, so I can write in it and then erase it. It takes pictures. It goes directly to Google Docs or Evernote. And then Chromebook.
You have to have more than we've seen. So where is everything?
Well, there's 2 secret compartments in the Teslas.
All I see up front is the hood, like every other car.
That's right. I always tell people, you know, oh my gosh, this is my walk-up closet, and I've lost my engine, and somebody put a dresser.
Oh my goodness, it fell out.
Yeah.
It's nighttime, and I have put up all my window shades. They cover the entire nest here. I like to say nest rather than car because it's psychological, and I'm going to get myself ready for bed now. I'd like to show you, I have designed this, or tell you, I've designed this to access everything from my front seat. Why my front seat? Well, the driver's seat right here is where I sleep every night by choice. Let's pretend it is a pouring down rainy day and I have nowhere to go. That is not going to depress me. I am going to be able to live, work, eat, and play right here in my driver's seat. So it is nighttime now. We will do a little pretend here. This is my pillow for my head. I'm going to put this here just like I do. I'm just literally do this night after night. I tuck this in. I make myself a little cocoon nest here. This goes on the other side for soft because the doors are hard. And then we go into, which I'm not going to unfold this now, but we go into, actually I would put the blanket down first and then make my little nest. This is a 90% wool blanket. And I also have another comfy sweatshirt that's a full length with a hood and pockets on the very cold nights. I've slept in everything from 35-degree temperatures all the way up to over 90 in Texas in the evening. So there we are. All right, so we're waking up. Good morning. Yeah, so we make our coffee, and while we're doing that, we might do a little journaling, a little devotional. Gotta love this, guys. Now I got my table all ready to go for my coffee. It goes either way. And I can just start my day. I work a lot on my laptop. I like to journal. I like to write. I pass time, of course, watching Bob's YouTube videos.
Of course.
Oh yeah, got
There
some
it is.
snacks too.
There's your
Yeah, we got
meals
granola
for-
bars. We got little fruit cups. Over here's the good stuff.
So tell us again, how are you going to the bathroom?
Okay, Bob, so you're just, I know everyone's just dying to know, what is this little donut here, right?
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so first, I love that. Found this after a lot of research on Amazon, and just folds together, has a little tabby thing so you can pull this out. You make your nice little hard thing there. You put your bags, Walmart bags. You don't have to buy bags. I double them up. There's my little seat.
Can you actually sit on it?
Yes, I can sit on it. And you know what? We're not going to demonstrate that now because I'm not Gumby like I was in my 20s. But I can use my gripper, and I wanted to try and see. Now, I don't know a taller person. I'm 5'5". I can put this here for an emergency. We've all had those experiences, or a little stomach ache or something. I don't have to go into detail, I'm sure. But yeah, so, and then another worst case scenario is I would probably move some things and put it down on the ground here. You make a way.
Right.
Just anything in life, you're always going to have challenges, whether it's living in a nest or if it's living in a mansion. There's still going to be challenges.
Yeah. It's a really good quality of life. Well, would you mind showing us around your Kia, the big tour of the Kia?
Not at all.
Show us how you're fairly comfortable in it?
Oh, yeah, very comfortable.
Okay, well, let's check it out. So now we're standing here at the back of your Kia. Why don't you go ahead and show us how you've got it set up to live in?
Okay, this is sort of like my daytime mode. My bed's on this side. You can see this. It's actually a twin-size futon. Fits in here from the back, and right now it's folded down, not all the way to the front, but when you fold it down, it hits the back of the passenger seat. These are my window covers, which someone showed me how to make. They take up a lot of space, but I really like them because they insulate really well, and it's been cold at night. And they're actually made with like a foam board, like a styrofoam, and then I covered it with like a blackout curtain, and then put duct tape around the outside. And then if it's warmer, when I first started out, it was warmer weather, and I have a little fold down so I can open my window a little bit, and it folds down and can let some air in.
Right.
So, and then I have a fan for when it's warmer.
Right.
And then I keep this is my laundry bag. Pillowcases are wonderful. You can use them for so many things. So that's my laundry bag I keep out here. And then at nighttime when the window shades are up, I just put the laundry bag up here so I have room for my feet.
So this is kind of like a little cover, and your feet go under it.
Yes, my feet go under this. This is the cover that comes with the vehicle, and yeah, my feet go under right here. And then this is I keep because when I'm traveling through cities and such, I stay in parking lots. This is my gym bag. I have a gym membership, so I just always keep my bag ready to go. I can just grab it and go in and work out and take a shower and all that whenever I'm in the city. Whatever I have back here, I just move that to the front seat. Just from sit in the driver's seat, I just move it over to the front seat, and then I can fold this forward, and then without the stuff there, it lays flat.
And you're fairly tall.
Yeah, I'm 5'7".
And you can lay...
I can lay totally out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And what holds the bed up, I had these 2 bins at home in the first place, and then I have a little, this little white bin on top. And I had those already, and they just happened to fit, so that's great.
Yeah.
And there's perfect.
That's amazing. It just happened to be the exact right height.
Right. My food is in those bins.
Okay.
The top bin has my food in it. The bottom bin has extra stuff, my big jug of vinegar, because I only have a vinegar and spray bottle. The extra big jug, all the stuff I don't have to get to very often is in that bottom. And then I keep, when I'm driving, I keep a black sheet, just it covers everything. So if somebody looks in the window, they just see black. And then I just use bags that I already had. So, my
Right.
underwear and stuff in this bag, and my shirts are in this bag, and, it's different bags.
Right. They get smaller and fit in little nooks and crannies.
Yep.
You got to fill all the nooks and crannies.
Then I have my pillow, which I take to the campfire with me. And this has my winter coat and extra sheets and extra towels in here.
Oh, wow. That's a great
I can take
idea.
it and sit on it at the campfire and have a nice cushy seat.
Great idea.
Put that on top of my stool.
Right.
And then I have my water. I carry 4 gallons of water on the floor there.
I'll show you some photos of the process of taking everything out. Took out the back seat, and a lot of the stuff underneath there he was able to take out, but some he had to leave in. But it's left an enormous amount of extra room. Let me show you some underneath this floor. Okay, so this compartment was so low that he didn't put anything underneath it, but this is very big because it's where the your footwell was. So if you can zoom in, you can see that he's got his battery here. I'll show you his solar. He's got 180 watts of solar, and over here you can see he's got a Victron controller, a 30 amp controller, and it goes down into the battery. And here is the inverter. So this is the electrical center, and here is the battery. And so it's just 2x2s. It's a little 2x2 frame. Like that. So the spare tire is still there. So it's just a whole lot easier. And what to do with a spare, you got to have a spare. So it was easier just to leave it here, but my friend did find there was a fair amount of storage to use on the sides. So next, again, this is going to be the footwell here, and so that's going to be a lot of space, and it just pops up, and then you have space under here, and then all this space underneath there. You can see my friend has got a little box that he's storing stuff in. So let me give you an idea of how my friend organizes the back, because without, a tiny space like this, you gotta be pretty organized. My friend found these on Amazon. They're just the cardboard boxes wrapped in fabric. And these 4 of them fit perfectly. They're cheap and light and strong. It's really surprisingly strong. And then he found these at a local Home Depot. They were kind of scrap, and he picked these up. They are floor tile, and they fit in there really nicely. And then on the next, he found these also at Amazon. A link will be in the description. And look how organized that is. And again, it's cardboard, dense cardboard with fabric. The organization is movable. It's just really a very clever idea. And he found 2 of them that together fit perfectly right there. And so there is driving mode. So that's the 2 pieces of the bed. And my friend then takes the other 2 pieces and sets them. And so, look, this is kind of a perfect little chair, isn't it? But now my friend works on computer, and that's why how he can live in his little tiny car and travel. is he is a digital nomad. And so let me show you what he uses for a desk. So like I said, my friend is a digital nomad. He had to have a comfortable desk, and you can see up at height, it's very tall. This works really well for him. It's height adjustable. It goes up or down flat, either one. He needs to have power for his devices.
And of course, you've got a smaller space to heat. You've got a smaller space to cool. So that's great. So I got into it mainly for that reason. Then the second reason was when I heard that there's 10.5 feet from the back to the front. So plenty of sleeping space, and depending on how one does it, one can, get wide enough for a pretty wide person. That was mine. And then of course the gas mileage, which was not really the most important thing, but I drove from Minnesota down here 2,600 miles. I heated a few hours a night. I was in some 0-degree temperature. I cooked, 3 times a day. $90 for the whole month for gas.
Wow.
So that's pretty phenomenal, which I otherwise am. So that makes a difference between homelessness and adventure to me, is like good bed and being able to cook. So the bedding is pretty obvious. I tried a bunch of camping mattresses, and I ended up with the REI house model, which is just fine. It's great. And then I got an old Eddie Bauer down bag, a zillion degrees below off of eBay. And then I got this really interesting sleeping thing that a lot of people would like. They call them a quilt bag. I have my fold-up bike that I just love. That's the toy. I'm happy with it. There's so many little cubby holes. I still have room for things if I want, and the trunk space is a decent trunk space. Cubby holes everywhere. I could put more stuff back in. On mine, when I got it, I took out all the seats but the drivers, thinking, I need every furniture I can get. I found out after a while that no, as I got rid of stuff, I don't need all the seats out, and I did in fact want at least somewhere to take one passenger. So I put the bench seat back, and then put back one of the backs of the other seat. So I have some seats back, but I could take those out again. Who knows? As it is, I've got enough storage underneath things. There's a story to this, but this was a table that I used for 25 years to make pottery, and it's 2-inch thick solid teak. It's about 1/5 of a big table, and it's ended up on here. My cooking, and I went through, and I could go back to some of the propane things, but I tried all the propane and butane stuff, and it all works. But I was really happy to figure out I could in fact cook safely and easily inside the car.
So there you have it, folks. You got to see 5 new vehicles in this category, and I hope the contrast of seeing them one right after another really helped you to visualize a lot better of different ways of doing things, and that you saw that and it piqued interest, and you saw some things you liked. Maybe you saw some things that you were thinking about doing, and you think, no, I really don't want to do that. So of all that you saw, what was the thing you liked the most that you thought, that's such a good idea, I'm going to copy that? So if you'd write it in the comment below, that'd be great. We can all learn together, and we'll go in and read each other's comments and think, yeah, I thought the same thing when I saw that. Really? I thought that was a good idea. And that's, we all have different ideas. We're all so different, but hearing from each other is very helpful, I think, all the time. So if you got anything out of this video, then like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later.